What's going on, everybody? Good morning out there to the YouTube streets. Once again, this is your boy, Hustler and Muscular, also known as HNM. Back at it again. I know it's early in the morning, but hey, I felt energetic. Got me some good sleep last night, especially after my successful show. So I thought I'd come up here, give y'all some more entertainment. Today I'm going to do what's called random reactions. Again, this is where I pick a series of videos to react to, and then I'm going to leave the panel open for anyone that wants to come up and give their 2 cents on anything that they've seen so far. So yeah, this is a random reaction. So this won't be too long of a show. If it goes to the 2-hour mark, then it is what it is. But I don't plan on making this a very long live. But I just found a series of videos that I just feel like I had to react to because, oh man, this stuff is just something else. And by the way, shout out to everyone that tuned in to my show last night. It was a pretty good show. And shout out to my homegirl, Angela C, for giving her 2 cents on it. I talked about paternity fraud and how Tennessee passed a law that's going to remove no-fault divorces and make it mandatory to take paternity tests after a child is born. So today I'm just going to pick a series of videos to react to, and I'm going to have the panel open, and people can just come up and discuss their opinions on anything. You know, I should just make this an open panel discussion for anyone up this early in the morning that want to give their 2 cents on what's going on in these YouTube streets, anything. But right now, let's get into this one. For my first video, hold on a minute, y'all. Give me a sec to get set up. Okay, now here's my first random reaction of the day. This one is called Black Women Cope in Tears After Feminist Brick Lady Gets Exposed on GoFundMe Host. Yeah, this is a good one. We talked about in the past how this, I guess she was an Islamic woman, got hit upside the head with a brick for rejecting a dude or whatever. Then we come to find out that there was more to this situation than meets the eye. Because honestly, I can't imagine some dude just whack you upside the head with a damn brick just because you said no to giving him your phone number. Most sensible men don't do that. But then we find out more about this situation. We dig deeper into her past. It turns out she has a history of making up stories like that just to gain sympathy from people. So we dug a little deeper into this situation, and shout out to the Dating Right. Appreciate your content. You put out some good stuff. So now here's my first random reaction. I'm going to watch this video and give my own 2 cents on it. So fair use, people. Fair use.
Years we've been scammed again. Rhoda Osman, the Brick Lady, appears to be a scammer that uses victimhood to create GoFundMes. Her first incident was in 2020.
Wow.
I've seen that, the update. Some people are saying that it's a hoax and that she made it up. She just had an allergic reaction, and apparently she's done this before in the past. There's video evidence of her doing it in the past as well.
I'm just gonna say, I'm not saying that she's lying, but it's just weird to me. Someone hit me with a brick, I'm going to the police. Someone's going to.
That's a good point. She said somebody hit her with a brick. She going to the goddamn police. So she's right. Or go to the better yet, don't go to the police. Go to the fucking emergency room. But either way, just don't stay in that damn situation on your phone recording shit. That's the point she's making.
Videotape that. That help me videotape for sure.
Before it came out that this whole entire situation was a complete lie, right? And I just, man.
Where the apology at? Where's the apology for being wrong yet again? As if we didn't learn from Carly Russell. Where's the apology for blaming all men for killing?
And where's the apology for this whole believe all women? That's a good point. We need to eliminate this whole believe all women bullshit, because that's what started this whole thing.
On men, we're not defending men anymore because they don't defend us, and we hate men. Where the apology at?
Well, it finally looks like the Brick Lady saga is coming to an end. And I must say, just like they say women turn into FBI agents when it's time to find out things about men, it looks like men have turned into FBI agents and have cracked this Brickgate case. But I gotta hand it to her. She pulled the scam of 2023.
She scammed us. She lied, just like Carly Russell. All you Simpson panders is out there going at black men, trying to get us to put ourselves out there for a black woman that we ain't related to or we ain't putting that meat to. Oh, y'all tripping. That's what y'all sound like to me. Research over me search. Let's get into it. There's still people that believe this story. She has multiple videos up of her having a similar allergic reaction. She has multiple GoFundMe for similar incidents. And her friend, they say she a scammer. There's no police report. The owner of the restaurant said that's not on film. There's no blood after the being bricked. Come on, guys. We are CSI social media investigators, and we graduated from YouTube University. How y'all gonna call out us on our investigation?
That's a good point. From what I understand, she has a history of doing this kind of stuff. She made a video back in 2020, from what I understand, of something like this happening. And she had a GoFundMe, which I guess didn't work so well. So she had to refund that money. And from what I understand, when it comes to GoFundMes, it turns out you have to refund that money in the event that you don't reach your goal. So she didn't reach her goal 2-3 years ago when this happened. So now she's trying this stuff again. Ain't that about some shit? Oh, man. But anyways, let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
This appears to be a video made by Rose showing you all her after visit summary, her police report. It's showing that she did have an emergency room visit.
By the way, people, I do not believe this is a police report. Anybody can print out a police letterhead, but who's going to write caliber in a purple marker? Show the full police report.
He said, this is what the HDA paper looks like. This is what the Houston Police Department paper looks like. Okay, so this must be the police report. So this is the Houston police report that she filed. Let's see it.
Especially in the next clip, I'm gonna show you guys a video of the police having no record of this report.
I mean, shouldn't we be looking for an assailant? Is he black? Is he white? Is he tall? Is he skinny? That should be something you're releasing to the public to warn other women. With all those people out there in Houston, are you telling me that you guys haven't received any calls about someone being assaulted? Can't you tell me that much?
Wow.
No, ma'am. This is the first time I actually heard about that. I don't have social media.
If this happened in public and a bunch of people called you guys, you would be able to tell me that, yes, you received a lot of calls about the incident. It's being investigated. You would be able to tell me that much, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if she made a report, then yeah, it would be investigated.
And the only way I think she could have got
the queen of accountability strikes again. So I guess there was no police report being filed that this incident happened. So what are we supposed to think at this point? It's just mind-boggling. Okay, hold on. Be right back. All right, here we go. Fair use, fair use.
Got away with this and it played better is if she didn't actually target and blame black men. Maybe for her, she should have lied on the Muslim or Somalian men and, you know, let those guys go dig it up and figure it out. But when she said black men wouldn't protect her and other black women joined that feminist parade, when black men was like, you know what, no, enough of this. We're going to go dig into this and see if she's lying. A lot of black men did take this personal, just like Deion Sanders did this weekend facing Nebraska.
It's personal.
Here,
Oh, great. And that's wow. So it turns out there was no police report filed. And you know, and I spoke on this before in the past, but you know what's weird to me? What's weird to me is how somebody confirmed, yes, she did get hit in the face with a brick. But why are you in that dangerous situation, in that scenario, recording yourself being hit in the face with a brick when you should have been taking your ass to the goddamn hospital to get medical attention? I mean, sure, she did that eventually, but she continued to record. So that let me know something about this situation didn't feel right. Like the young lady said in the beginning of the video, hit me in the face with a brick. But she said, go to the police. I said, you better go take your ass to the hospital first, call the hospital, then call the police, run away. For you to just sit there recording yourself, I'm like, oh man, something didn't feel right. And now we come to find out this woman has a history of doing this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh man. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, you can't just believe everything you hear. And I'm at the point where I don't expect much of anything positive out of our black women anymore. I'm not saying that there can't be anything positive, but at this point, you're going to have to surprise me. You're going to have to show me you are worth something. You're going to have to show me that you are a good person. Because I'm going to go into every interaction expecting less and hoping for the best. That's the way I do it. Expect less, hope for the best. Now let's continue with this fair use. Okay, this says she came out. I said, yes, she came in to get a what they call saline extracted from the side of her face. She claimed it was a botched beauty treatment. That's definitely our med check, not the hospital. She must have filmed a little clip while waiting on the nurse after asking her to put on the gown. Okay.
You take this personal, just like Deion Sanders did this weekend facing Nebraska.
It's personal. The nurse from the alleged hospital was not a hospital. It was a clinic.
A clinic.
And this is what she had to say. Yes, she came in to get the saline extracted from the side of her face, which means she never got hit with a brick. She injected saline into her face to create the lump. That's why she wore the ski mask, so y'all wouldn't see the lump that she created.
Okay, when did she do this? So she injected something in her face to make it go up like that? So you're telling me she injected something in her face to make her face, blow up like that? That's unbelievable. Oh man.
And don't forget, she's in the medical field, so she has access to saline. Anyway, let's finish reading. She claimed it was a botched beauty treatment. That's definitely our med check, not the hospital. She must have filmed that little clip while waiting on the nurse after asking her to put on the gown. And y'all fell for this. Y'all fell for this. That woman lying for money. Go to her Instagram. You see the other video when she did the same shit in 2020.
Now, people have...
Yep, so she made another video 3 years ago with a similar situation. So yeah, she's just in it for the money. And from what I understand, that GoFundMe didn't go so well. So now she's looking for another one.
Counter arguments to what she has shown, but let me finish reading what she stated. I don't owe you guys proof, especially you vile, hateful monsters, profiting and taunting a victim of severe violence. A police report was made, and investigation is ongoing, and I am indeed long physical fight healing with lots of upcoming appointments. Please stop contributing to making this a mental struggle as well. I'm heartbroken and disgusted. Sorry, guys, it was blurry.
Me and my team just uncovered years of her getting mysteriously injured and then asking for money after. In 2020, she claims she got beat up, garnered almost $5,000. This is taken from her Facebook page, May 2022. Claims that she's injured and very subtly, not so subtly.
I got attacked and maced by a man. I fell down an escalator, injured my back, and couldn't walk for days. My toenail popped off. What the hell? Your toenail popped off. Tooth was chipped. What the fuck? What? Damn. Sweetheart, you're a fucking walking disaster at this rate. Oh my God. But anyways, continue speaking.
Says she needs money for her son's birthday. Literally 1 month later, she's seen asking for money again to fund a research project she's doing. Jump to February 2023. Here she is claiming she experienced violence at the hands of a white woman. 1 month later.
A white woman. Damn.
Claiming more hardships and trauma. Fast forward to now, she has garnered $50,000. You guys are believing this woman based off of the dude in the glasses who is proven to not even be in the same state as her at the time, but also came out saying that she does this a lot. More coming soon. Thank you.
There are still women out there that's saying, even though she lied, she's still a black woman. We need to help her. They are.
Even though she lied, she's still a black woman. We need to help her. Why the fuck would you help a liar? By helping someone who lied, you're basically saying it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be there for you, thus condoning her behavior. Seriously, instead of holding this chick accountable for making up these hoax, y'all still want to help her out. Unfucking believable. That's the sisterhood for you. We support bad behavior and condemn good behavior. But anyways, fair use.
Are still trying to help her, even though they know she's a fraud.
I am so pissed right now. That lady with the brick lied. Sat up there and lied on men. Thanks to these unqualified and freelance investigators and researchers on TikTok and YouTube, we now know the truth. If you go to this man's YouTube right now, he lays out all the facts. And check out these reputable websites. BX is reporting on it. This highly respected news sites.
So it said brick lady never got hit with a brick, injecting saline into her face and made up the story. Okay, now I'm a little confused because someone did confirm she was hitting the brick the day it actually happened. But now this is saying that she injected saline in her face and made up the whole story. Okay. I mean, even if this is true or not, even if she did put something in her face to make it seem like, you know, she was hitting the face with a brick, even if she just made it look that way, the story seemed fishy from the beginning. Because like I said earlier, why the hell would you be out there in that dangerous situation knowing good and well that you should be at the hospital, you know, getting medical treatment if you really were in any kind of danger? Seriously, if someone attacked me or whatever, I'm running the fuck away. And not only that, hit somebody with a brick, you think they'd be knocked out for a while. So the story in of itself wasn't even adding up. So at this point, this kind of evidence that these men dug up seems plausible. You don't knock somebody out with a brick and they just would recover within a couple of minutes and start filming a video. Something about that did not make any sense. And the fact that nobody came to her rescue kind of spoke volume to that. Nobody thought it was a serious situation. So yeah, this person said that brick lady never got hit with a brick. She injected saline to her face and made the whole story up. Why did she do that? Well, besides the money, wanting to scam under the GoFundMe, who knows? But let's continue. Fair use.
BX is reporting on it. This highly respected news website, lipstickalley.com, and this random Reddit poster have taken the time in between job searches to research this extensively and have discovered that this is a hoax. And these men are rightfully demanding an apology.
Right.
All these women talking about their experience of violence at the hands of men, and the FBI and the government statistics showing that women are being harmed. That's what y'all are focused on? because these men's TikTok pages, YouTube pages, and Reddit posts, we now know that this is a hoax. So that throws all those statistics and experiences out the window. So I want to personally humble myself and apologize to men.
No, ma'am, we will not accept your apology. It is customary. We have new rules now. You cannot apologize in a bonnet and with a nose ring. Take those items off, then apologize to us.
That's a bit crude, but hey, at least this woman is honest and upfront about it. Okay, at least she's honest and upfront. Now, granted, the bonnet and nose ring can go, but that's up to her discretion. But at least she was honest about it.
And apologize to men, because even though if she's lying or not lying, the conversation was centered around the protection of women and the fear that women experience.
Y'all remember Brickgate, right? Well, there's been an update. But first, I just want to say, I know I haven't really been on TikTok that much. Ever since hearing about this news and seeing how like people have responded to it, especially Black men, it's really kind of made me depressed and sad. And I was thinking like, I've lost all faith in humanity, the way people were responding. And it's like, being a Black woman is just, it's like our lives aren't important. And I was saying like, maybe we need to start Black women's lives matter, because fortunately, like if it's a Black male, everybody comes to defense. They're swimming in the ocean and they're throwing hats in the air and the bat signal, everybody comes, you know, but when it's a Black woman, it's crickets. But unfortunately, I've been hearing things now. I just got on TikTok today because I haven't literally been on the app for like a good 5 days, because I just was just so tired and stressed and just sad about the whole outcome of everything and like what is the point, you know? But I've seen that the update, some people are saying that it's a hoax and that she made it up. She was just had an allergic reaction, and apparently she's done this before in the past. There's video evidence of her doing it in the past as well. Apparently she scammed people out of $41K doing a GoFundMe. And I don't really know if this is all true or not. I haven't really did any super duper research because I honestly couldn't care less.
This lady does care. She made a series of TikTok videos last week defending this woman and all Black women. And I think this lady is a little embarrassed because now she got egg on her face.
Really? So at one point she defended this brick lady or whatever, and now that she know the truth, she feels a bit ashamed of herself. Okay, well, this is what happens when you buy into that narrative of believe all women. Hopefully she learned something from this. This is what y'all get for this whole believe all women nonsense.
But I just wanted to come on here, even if it was a scam and whatever, I still feel like Black women's lives don't matter as much as other people's lives. I feel like, but like on this totem pole, like it goes white men, white women, Black men, maybe Black women.
No, I thought Black women was ahead of Black men and doing better than Black men.
So Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running.
Okay, this says there's not enough eligible Black men who fit the needs of Black women. Really? I never noticed. Yes, there are some men that don't fit their needs, but that depends on where their standards lie.
The circles around men.
Maybe. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
okay,
sad and disheartening. Literally, I haven't even been wanting to make videos. I haven't been wanting to do anything. I just want to lay in bed and just rot because I'm just so tired of it. So tired. I'm not going to cry. Sorry. I'm not going to cry. Anyway. It's just, it's just a hard fact about life. Just being born in this skin and being this gender, it's hard. It's hard to deal with. stressful. And then plus being plus size on top of that is just makes it 10 times worse. And I'm not conventionally attractive. That makes it worse. I guess I'm just using today as a video diary.
What does that have to do with anything? But okay.
If you guys are still here, kudos to you.
Okay.
This is a prime example that a lot of women need to be in therapy. Just like Kevin Samuels would always recommend a lot of ladies go to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to do another update in my final video on this Brick Lady situation, because the video that I posted before about the witness being a lie, I made that video before it came out that this whole entire situation was a complete lie, right? And I just, man, I really think people like Roe, Brick Lady, Carly Russell, like people that do things for attention, I really think it's a mental illness.
Mm.
There has to be some sort.
You're damn right, it's a mental illness.
Of mental illness that's taken place, because what person in their right mind would go to such lengths, okay, to, I don't know if her motive was money, attention, she, this is something that she's done before. So still, I mean, it's absolutely mind-boggling. And this is why you will always hear me say social media is entertainment. It's not real. Like the things that we see up here, it's just not real. People have their lives. We never know what that young lady's going through that would have her, that would make her want to put on these such big, elaborate scams, honestly. For money or attention. Like I said, whatever the motives is, we don't know what is going on in this lady's head, in her real, authentic life, for her to sit up here on social media and do something like this.
So about Brick Lady, obviously I'm not Black, but obviously this is not just a Black community problem. This is an all men under patriarchal indoctrination problem. You want to know why?
Why?
Do you know where common sense comes from?
Mm-hmm.
Emotional intelligence. Speaking as a sociologist, sociological researcher, and government-trained victim advocate of 15
Okay, we don't need to know all that shit, but just get to the point, okay?
years. Common sense is emotional intelligence. Without emotional intelligence,
I don't think common sense is the same thing as emotional intelligence, honestly. Common sense is just learning about life, just from living and seeing and experiencing things. That's what common sense is. So I'm not going to agree with that statement that emotional intelligence and common sense are the same. No. But continue.
you have no common sense. You know how orcas have been attacking boats because capitalism isn't very mindful.
Women will start talking start talking about all kind of foolishness, except for just strictly apologizing.
Right.
I'm not saying that she's lying, but it's just weird to me. Someone hit me with a brick, I'm going to the police.
Or to the
Someone's
doctor.
going to videotape that. If not help me videotape for sure.
And that should have been the first clue that men noticed. Why didn't this lady call 911 and put the police on this man?
That's the same thing I said. Why are you on the phone videotaping yourself with a bruise the size of a football on your face? Well, you should have just ran away, called the police, called for help, something. Yeah. Like this young lady said, she going straight to the police, or she going to at the very least call the police and get medical attention while she's at it.
That's when a lot of women started to notice that something was off about this. Black women love to put the police on Black men. That's when we should have known something was up. She would have went to the police, making them do a sketch composite of this suspected Black man and all. She would have went on social media crying for the FBI to get involved with her saline brick to the face.
Yeah.
No one saw. No one knows the guy. You didn't press. I don't know.
Y'all didn't tell me it was a video that was in 2022 of her doing the same thing. See, when the talking points came out, y'all was comparing a skit that I had already saw with men participating in the video. Now, I guess people.
And you see how she's showing her medical records going in, but we still don't see no police report, because that's where I would give her credit for being smart at. I think she learned from the Carly Russell situation. If she went to the police and filed a false report, that's where she knew she can get into some big trouble.
And that's a very good point. Think back to when Carly Russell went missing. There was no police report. It turns out there was no baby. There was no kidnapping. All she did was go off the grid for a couple of days. So if she did make a police report, yeah, she'd have been charged with falsifying a report or obstruction of justice, however the hell that goes. So yeah, no wonder there was no police report filed, because they knew that this stuff was not real. And once you file a police report, they got to do an investigation, and then this same bullshit would have came to light if that were to happen. That's why they kept it quiet. So yeah, it's just crazy. And some people still want to defend this nonsense behavior. It's just mind-boggling. And you still got people out here that want to say, oh no, we need to help her no matter what. Even though she did this same bullshit 3 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago. So she has a history of this. My God, how we have fallen. But continue.
So I think she's coming out of hiding now just to show this fake paperwork, maybe, just so people won't come after her GoFundMe. And shout out to Lovely T for that GoFundMe comment. And that's another question I'm wondering. Did she already get the money from GoFundMe yet? Because she know that's what people are going to come out there and try to stop her from getting now. Because she definitely don't deserve it. She should still be arrested and charged. But anyways, that's all I got in this video. Don't forget to hit that.
Well, that's one video down. And man, that is just crazy. That is just crazy. So yeah, we've talked about this in the past as far as this brick lady is concerned. Yeah, you get hit upside the head with a brick and you on your phone recording the bullshit instead of you just calling the police or calling for medical treatment. Okay, why are you doing that? Like the woman said in the earlier video, you hit me upside the head with a brick, I'm calling the police. I'm calling the ambulance. I'm calling the EMTs or something. I'm not finna stay there recording. So no, something about that didn't seem right. And yes, there were people out there, but they weren't doing much of anything. Plus, we come to find out that this woman has a history of antagonizing people. There was a video of her getting in the face of a white old man. So when you got a history of acting a fool in public like this, who the fuck gonna believe you when something really go down? Ever heard the story of the man that cried wolf? Well, when he finally got his ass into some serious shit, nobody believed him. Same thing with this woman. Nobody's going to believe your ass when you constantly lie like that. So yeah, that's how that goes down. No one's going to believe you when you go around here making up shit like this. Okay. Now that takes care of that video. I have another one I want to do a reaction to. Let me just bring it up real quick. Okay, this next one is called Companies Are Saying No to Hiring Women. Me Too movement gone. Wow, this is nothing new. Now, about a couple weeks ago, I did a whole video talking about men are not approaching women in the workplace, let alone in any public space for that matter. And the reason why is because women have basically killed it. Now they have a movement to where all women have to be believed, and you could be falsely accused of something just for being friendly and maybe being a little flirty. But now they got it to where all behavior by men is considered toxic behavior. So let's see what she has to say. And shout out to, okay, who is this? Shout out to this YouTuber, The Latest Juice. Shout out to The Latest Juice for this one. And shout out to Candace Owens. Let's see what she has to say.
If I was a man, and I'm not a man, but if I was a man, I wouldn't hire a woman. I wouldn't do it. And I say all the time, and I say that, and that's something that women need to consider when they're talking about this stuff. When you are saying that a man complimenting you, saying, I really like your outfit today, is a form of sexism. What is the, if you're a man, why hire a woman, right? So
I was telling a woman she's beautiful sexism, by the way. It's not a fucking compliment. Sheesh. And the problem is, we can't just say, let's not hire women anymore. That would be sexual discrimination. Same thing with us men working around them. We can't just go to work and be like, well, I don't feel comfortable working around women. I don't want to work around women. Nuh-uh, I don't do that. Because that's how false allegations pop up. So how are we going to work around this complication? Let's hear what she has to say.
You fought all this time to be able to get into the workforce, only to say these are going to be the rules. You know, if you say anything, even if you compliment me, if you look at me, anything, I'm going to have a reason to fight you. And by the way, you're going to want to settle and pay me, because even just the stain of an accusation is enough to ruin men. So if you're
That's a good point. Even if you did nothing wrong, she can easily say you did something wrong. That's why you have to be careful in these kind of situations. Ain't nothing wrong with a man being friendly with a woman, and don't get me wrong, forging some sort of on-the-job relationship. But it's gotten to the point where we have to tread carefully, extremely careful. Just say, "Hey, how you doing?" and leave it at that. That's why my job, I have to be careful with the kind of women I bond with. I choose small numbers of women that I can trust. I don't trust every woman on the job like that, no matter how beautiful they are, no matter, how much we bond, because I know there's a good chance I might get falsely accused of something. So that's why you have to tread carefully in these kinds of situations. But then again, treading carefully sometimes not enough. But let's hear it. Continue. Fair use, fair use.
Guy, right, in this society, in this Me Too environment, in this litigation-rich environment of misogyny and sexism and all of these claims, what is the value add? What's the risk? The benefit and the risk. I can't do the analysis and say, I'd just be like, no, I'm sorry, give me all the men.
You are straight off the stage where you were just talking about Lean In, and a new study you just released indicating that women are actually having less access to mentorship and to their bosses than they were even a year ago.
And that's the thing, because a lot of women who want promotions have to have one-on-one meetings with male bosses and managers. But now the M2 has fucked that all up, because now managers don't even want to have one-on-one meetings with women out of the possibility of being falsely accused of something. Because in situations like these, it's not about what you say, what you do, or how you act. It's all about how she feels. That's what's going to happen. Feelings, as in something that's subjective and can vary from woman to woman, is enough to get a man in trouble. A lot of us men know this, but the problem is we just can't do shit about it. When I say we can't do a damn thing about it, I mean, what do you want us to do? Come to work and be like, ma'am, I don't feel comfortable working around you. Or, sir, I don't feel comfortable working around women. That would be sexual discrimination. You can't do that. So you can't just, avoiding all interactions is easier said than done, because you're in an environment where not only do you have to see these ladies, but you may have to work around them. So to me, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. And not only that, I've heard stories of men who show no interest in said females and they still get reported for harassment. So either way you look at it, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. You could choose the lesser and just be like, I'm just going to ignore her. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. If she comes near me, just move away. And if she reports me for harassment, then, hey, I can easily just say, well, I didn't say anything to her, but remember, it's your word against hers. And her claim must be believed. So either way you look at it, you're at risk of being reported no matter what the fuck happened. Just want to put that out there. But fair use, fair use.
So what's going on here?
Yeah, it's really important. So today we just released the Lean In SurveyMonkey study that shows that 60% of male managers in the United States are afraid to do a one-on-one activity with a woman, including having a meeting. I mean,
I wonder why.
Believe that 60%. A senior man is 9 times more likely to hesitate to travel with a woman and 6 times more likely to hesitate to have a dinner with a woman. And the problem with that is women already weren't getting the same mentorship that men were, particularly women of color. And without getting a one-on-one meeting.
I could have told you that. Well, y'all ladies killed it with this whole believe all women bullshit.
And so I think men and women need to be able to travel together. They need to be able to go.
Hold on. Sandberg on Me Too. Men need to support women's career. In fact, the opposite appears to happen. I wonder why. This is disastrous. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no shit. This is disastrous. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, here we go. You're damn right. This is disastrous. This is bad for men. It's bad, and as well as for women. It's bad for men because now we can't even interact with women in the workplace without looking like we're harassing them. But at the same time, the few women out here who don't have ill intent, now we have to look at them as suspect. Now, granted, all of y'all women that go to work may not want to put a false allegation on a man. Some of y'all may legit care if a man, whether or not a man has a job. So y'all might look out for him. But now we have to look at all of y'all as suspect. Like if somebody report me for harassment, now I got to go to every woman that I work with, even the females that didn't do a damn thing to me. I got to avoid them like the plague because, hey, the last chick I talked to reported me for harassment just for saying that she was beautiful and forging her on the job friendship with her. So now, even though this woman didn't do anything bad to me, I got to look at her as suspect. I got to avoid her. And not only that, because other people can see me talking to her and think, oh, he's at it again. Oh, he's at it again, harassing somebody else. So sometimes another person's perception can affect, sometimes another person's perception of your interaction with a woman can also play a part in it. That's something else you got to think about. She may like it, but what about someone else? Okay, fair use, fair use.
Go to meetings together, go to meals together. All of that can be done in public spaces. But those one-on-one conversations, and if there's a man out there who doesn't want to have work dinners with a woman, then he shouldn't have work dinners with a man.
What the fuck kind of logic is that? How about we just have group meetings then? Anything that doesn't benefit women, they'll get pissed off at. We know this is a common fact, but continue.
Group lunches for everyone, if that's how they
works for me.
It seems like the movements of the past year or so, the Time's Up movement, Me Too, have actually had real negative implications for many women in the workplace. What's your message to corporate America about this?
So I don't believe they've had negative implications. I believe they're overwhelmingly positive because half of women have been sexually harassed.
And nobody is saying that shit doesn't happen. We know that there are women who are being sexually harassed in the workplace, but as I said before, you deal with different men accordingly. Not everybody is out here doing that. And this is where y'all really fucked the whole thing up at. Back in the day, harassment contributed to things like your boss soliciting you for sex just to get a promotion, or he threatens to fire you if you don't have a relationship with him, do something of a sexual manner with him, or he's just inappropriately touching you, but even though you told him over and over again to stop. Or a guy is constantly asking you out, even though you told him no. That's serious business. But here's where y'all, that's stuff that needs to be called out. And that kind of shit does happen. But here's where y'all fucked it up at. Now you taking what was once considered normal, harmless, playful interactions between men and women and turned them all into possible sexual harassment allegations. For example, telling a woman she's beautiful, sexual harassment. Making snarky, crude remarks back and forth like y'all brother and sister. Again, that can contribute to sexual harassment. I got women on my job that I like to talk shit with every now and then, but I make peace with at the end of the shift just to, makes the day more interesting. We can have conversation while at the same time being snarky with each other. I don't mind that, but somebody else could misconstrue that as possible harassment. Them same chicks you be bonding with could possibly report you. Again, most of us know this, but we just can't do nothing about it, but just deal with it and hope for the best, be ready for the worst. I've literally heard men say that when they go out with women that they don't know, they record they use the audio record every conversation just in case something pop off. And I don't blame men for doing that now. But that's where they fucked it up at. They taken what was once considered normal interactions between men and women and turned them into possible sexual harassment allegations. That's where they fucked it all up at. So now we can't even invite women out to dinner dates or whatever, business dinners, have meets with women without it looking like we're going to fucking do something wrong to them. That's where y'all fucked it up at. So that you can't put the blame on generation of men for something that men of the past did. Bullshit, bullshit, bull fucking shit. But anyways, fair use, fair use.
But the thing is, it's not enough.
I did 2 different videos on why men are avoiding women in the gym, mostly because of the Me Too movement and Creep Alert.
I did a video of my own talking about that if y'all want to check that out. But anyways, fair use, fair use.
But one of the major issues of pain and regret modern women have brought on themselves in the corporate world as well is that companies and hiring managers are refusing to hire women. And if they had a chance, they will outrightly stop hiring women because they have killed their chance due to the Me Too movement. Modern women have done lots of movements and campaigns claiming that they deserve an equal chance and opportunity in the workforce and a decrease in the wage gap. And they have claimed that gap in the distance is because women have not been given enough chance to prove themselves. But while more women have gotten employed in the past decade since they gotten more educated and took up professional courses, more women have gotten into IT and finance industries. But because of the Me Too movement, companies are stepping back and rethinking the woke culture. Society is shoving down their throats because it is now becoming more evident that everywhere modern women go, they always have excesses and soon enough cause problems for themselves and others. The juice of the video today is why companies are refusing to hire modern women due to the Me Too movement. This is due to one main reason. The most productive sets of employees are under attack because the Me Too movement is making it difficult for them to do what they need to do for the growth of the businesses.
Absolutely. So it's not just the men, it's not just women who are, it's not just men who are suffering, women are suffering too. And that is a good chance these businesses are going to suffer. Because how are we going to work together and build a prosperous company together? We can't even fucking work together. I mean, it could just be all men or just all women. But hell, we all know what happens when all women work together. There was an experiment a few years ago about an all-female company that went bankrupt because the women couldn't work together. So that's not going to work. So if it's all men, at least with all men who can think logical and get the job done while having fun in the process, that's a greater recipe for success, honestly. That's the way it needs to be, honestly. Possibly, I guess. Have it being all men if need be. But again, women brought this all upon themselves. And back in the day, not a lot of people were making false allegations just because a man said something. Now, granted, if a man does say something out of pocket, yes, it needs to be investigated. Yes, it needs to be dealt with, plain and simple. But if it's just a harmless joke or some, building of a relationship within the business, no, In other words, if y'all just own the job, friends with nothing more, nothing less, nuh-uh. That stuff needs to be investigated and dealt with properly. If it's not harassment, then it's just not harassment. Don't just fire someone just because of what someone else said. He said, she said bullshit. Do your damn homework and do your investigation.
While Me Too movement should have served as a good cause, but it has now been overdone and is now really war against men. Men no longer,
you're damn right. It's a fucking witch hunt.
Have chances to express themselves anymore. You smile to her at work. You are a creep. You try to get the best of her abilities out of her. You are also a creep and a sexist.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So we have to basically let women do whatever they want to do within the confines of the workplace while we men do what we have to do. This is kind of promoting discipline amongst men and promoting recklessness amongst our women. So if you're a woman and you want to go to work and be lazy, then you go right ahead and be lazy. If a man says anything about it, then he's the problem. That's what they're pushing for. So you're damn right, nothing's going to get done. You can't put me in a room full of unruly women who can just get away with being lazy, uncooperative, disrespectful, and a detriment to the company, while I have to sit there and try to suffer for their mistakes because we can't work together. No, it doesn't work that way. It's just not gonna work that way. If we can't find some kind of way to work together, then the business is just gonna fall apart. So this is bad for these companies as well, because now men and women can't even work together. It's mind-boggling. But let's continue. Fair use.
When companies are hiring, one of the abilities they look into, aside from the qualification of skills, education, and experience, they look into the ability of their prospects to be able to work with others, ability to manage good relationship with other employees, either their supervisor or their subordinates. Even myself, when I have had the need to hire people, I look into how this person can work in cooperation with the next person for the success of the project. But due to the Me Too movement, women are more interested in making creeps accountable to law and ridding the world of sexual perverts than focusing on their job. In 2016, it was said that 7,000 sexual harassment cases were filed, and 82% of the accusers are women.
Yeah, because again, they're taking normal interactions and turn them into possible sexual harassment allegations. It's bullshit.
This is why men are avoiding contact with women in the workplace, which is reducing the chances of teamwork, meaning less productivity.
Right.
Top male executives are refusing to have women as their subordinates, especially as secretaries, travel partners, and other close working roles. 60% of male managers avoid having one-on-one with women or private dinners because he does not want to risk his career. Now, the thing is, this is happening with men of all levels, managers, supervisors, co-workers in bars, hotels, and even janitorial staff are avoiding women because of the Me Too movement. All it takes for a woman is just to accuse you falsely and you are showed your way home. I mean, you literally do not stand a chance if you get in the hands of a woman, meaning to bring you down in the place of work. According to the paper, men's avoidance culture of avoiding interaction with women at work is at a high rate. Because of this culture, many essential services may no longer be available to women. Mentorships are decreasing, and only men are now allowed to attend opportunity meetings. This has even gotten into the classrooms where male teachers are avoiding contacts with female students and his female co-workers.
Wow. Even the schools ain't safe from it. Then congratulations, Me Too movement. Now you create a space, a whole society, a whole world where men and women can no longer interact with each other without it looking like a sexual harassment allegation. And the funny thing is, they consider it harassment based on the woman's feelings. Well, if she doesn't find you attractive, then it's considered harassment. But if you're someone she does find attractive, then she may be okay with it. The only problem is we don't know how she's going to perceive us. Why should I take my chances? You better show me first that you at least like being in my presence. The only kind of females I bond with at my job are women who show prior interest in bonding with me and have shown prior comfort in me. If you express discomfort in me from day one, then you're damn right I'm going to avoid you. But if you're a lady at my job and you express a higher level of comfort in my presence, we can talk about anything. We can even talk shit to anything, maybe even goof around with each other, that kind of thing, as if we're brother and sister or something, and get on each other's nerves, but make peace at the end of our shifts, then maybe I can accept that. And that's what I go for. Because as common sense adults, we know damn well not to deal with people that show little to no interest in interacting with us. We know that as common sense adults. But the thing is, a woman can interact with you, be your friend today, and report your ass for harassment tomorrow. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, then just don't interact with women, period. That may be the best thing to do, but it's not the right thing to do, nor is it a guaranteed result that you're not going to get reported. Because I've heard stories of women reporting men for harassment, even though the man didn't even speak to her. He doesn't even know her. They report men for rejecting them. I could reject your advances. I could reject interacting with you. I could just be like, no, I don't want to work with you or whatever. And I still get reported. So again, it's a damned if you do and damned if you don't scenario. Plain and simple. But again, fair use, fair use.
Male teacher said he never allows himself be alone with any female in an office room or classroom.
Okay, here we go. Fair use, fair use.
He would often excuse himself by going to the hallway or have his discussions where all eyes can see them. It can be said that modern women are literally using Me Too. Movement has a weapon while there have been true cases of sexual harassment. A lot of modern women need to. Movement is birthed out of revenge. Now all a woman needs is to just make a false accusation and the man's career is ruined. Even the employer and CEO of companies are not safe from this movement. Many of the men avoiding contact with women in workplace has not been accused before, but they are more than careful so as not to get a taste of the Me Too movement venom. It feels more like men are living corpses at work. You have to be careful what kind of jokes you make, how you respond to questions and share your opinions, and even the way you look. It is better if you stay in your lane and mind your business.
Yeah, that may be true. And that's the way it needs to be. Guess what? Women are going to complain about that too. Stay in your lane, watch what you say, be overly accommodating, they're going to complain about that too. They're going to, because I've heard stories of women talking about men don't approach their work anymore. Men don't want to work around us anymore. Isn't this the fucking movement that y'all created? Isn't this what y'all fucking created? Y'all created this. Y'all wanted this. You wanted men to leave you alone in the workplace. It's happening. So what's the problem? How you going to create a movement that puts you at an advantage and men at a disadvantage, and then complain later on when you get what you want out of this fucked up ass movement? You wanted men to stop harassing you at work. It stopped. No more compliments, no more working hand in hand with you, no more one-on-one meetings with you, no more compliments. We're just going to get our physical and sexual attention elsewhere outside of the workplace. Hell, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if all the strip clubs and brothels across the world blew up at a high state, because now men would rather go trick off bras than to try to get one in the conventional sense. In other words, I'd rather go to the strip club, make it rain for a chick, and get my fantasies met there than to try to meet somebody at work or at school or in some public place. I wouldn't be, so that's what we're going to start doing from now on. But hey, fair use, fair use.
A guy said he lost his job because a feminist coworker accused him of sexism and funny remarks on Me Too movement. And he only got to know after he was fired that since the day he joined the corporation, this woman has literally documented everything he has said or did, presenting many of the things as evidences to back up her allegation.
So goddamn, she been playing FBI behind this guy's back.
In some industries, more than 9 in 10 women say they have been sexually harassed, which indicates that it is likely that it is just a few men that are spared in such industries. Some modern women has said that men's dominance of decision-making in the workplace and limits to women's autonomy has contributed to sexual harassment against women, meaning that a manager should be careful on what kind of decisions he makes. It's
wow. So now so now we have to be careful what we say, not only how we act, but what we say. But now we have to be careful in our decision making to not make women feel inadequate, out of place, and uncomfortable. Well, I was taught tough love, and I was taught to don't show how we're supposed to show respect for weakness. So in other words, I'm supposed to respect the fact that you're too weak to take constructive criticism in the workplace. You do something wrong, your manager calls you out for it. That's the way it's supposed to be. But now we're supposed to just respect and honor of weakness amongst female employees. Whatever happened to equality? Whatever happened to treating everybody as an equal in the workplace? Me Too is destroying any opportunity to treat men and women as equals in the workplace. Now we have to give special treatments to our female co-workers just so they can feel comfortable. Watch what we say, watch what we do, but the women can say whatever the fuck they want to say to us men, and it's not going to be taken as something out of pocket. So yeah, Me Too is fucking everything up. All just to get back at men that had nothing to do with their fucking problems. The men of the past that had nothing to do with their problems. Really? Let's continue. Fair use. And shout out to the latest juice for this content.
Stands that lots of companies are not satisfied with the quality of jobs women are offering. So if you decide that a man does this job better than this woman, you could be labeled guilty of sexism.
Really? So if I do something better than a woman, I'm sexist. What kind of world do we live in?
Looking into the issue of the overall effect of Me Too movement on companies, companies have been said to face financial costs associated with harassment complaints, in addition to decreased employee productivity, increased employee turnover rate, and reputational harm. Many companies are going down because of the woke culture creeping into the corporate world. Sentiments and emotions has been added into business. Companies that have had male staffs accused of sexual harassment has been ranked as unsafe to work companies, and have also lost sales and customers due to this fact, which why companies have figured that the way to deal with the matter is to avoid female employees. I got to hear a
It's what's best for business at this point.
CEO that said he has stopped hiring women, and he does not renew contract with the ones he has at work. And
damn. Now in hindsight, that may seem like sexism, but I don't know what to do at this point. I can't just go to work and be like, well, I don't feel comfortable working around women, or at least certain women. I can't, no, I'd rather work around men, or I'm not going to get falsely accused of something. And that's going to make people question my sexual orientation, but that's a small price to pay just so I don't have to get fired over a false allegation.
Overall, Me Too.
I'd rather be called homo than to be called a hobo because I don't have a fucking job anymore. There you go.
Movement has had negative impacts for women. Despite the fact that lots of CEOs have observed that women are not efficient workers. For example, women only do what they are assigned to do and don't try to do what might be needed to make sure everything is in good shape for the overall project. And even a lot of time, women in managerial positions like to assign more duties to men. And many times, it has reduced the output and productivity of lots of companies. Now, when the people doing the work that keeps the company rolling cannot be themselves or make quality decisions based on who is more capable to do the job, because you have to be careful not to get on modern woman foot and drink of the wrath of Me Too movement. It is killing companies, and they are saying no to women, woke culture, and the Me Too movement. It looks like Bob Marley was right when she said no woman, no cry. That's all for today on Latest Juice. If you enjoyed this video, you might...
Well, that's the end of that video. And that is quite the crisis that we have to deal with. So yeah, I did a whole reaction on this some months ago about men not approaching women in the workplace anymore. Men don't approach women, period, anymore, because we don't want to, because we're afraid of this kind of bullshit happening. So, and that's why it's happening now. Anyways, if anybody's in the chat, feel free to come up. The link is in the description below. I'll make this an open panel discussion. So for any videos you saw, feel free to come up and give your 2 cents on this. Anyways. Okay, give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now here's another interesting one. Okay, this one is called Steve Harvey's alleged wife cheats on Steve with bodyguard and demands $200 million. I covered this video on my previous stream, Simping Gone Wrong. And Steve Harvey was the headliner for this after this mess he went through with his wife, Marjorie Harvey. So let's hear what this man has to say on this whole thing. And shout out to the manhood for this one. Shout out to him for this interesting video. Let's see what he has to say. Fair use, fair use.
Simp catalog of Steve Harvey. See, these dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got
what I bring to the table. Protection, provision, resources, the whole nine, intelligence, masculinity. That's what I fucking bring to the table. So what does she bring to the table? Well, if she wants to be in a relationship with me, she better bring more than just sex appeal, because I can get that from any chick. Ain't nothing I ain't already seen her have before, Steve. So what the fuck you talking about, sir? You care more about what a man brings to the table and less about what our women bring to the table? I call bullshit. Fucking bullshit. You're basically saying that the only thing women need to bring to the table is sex appeal, but then they'll be crying about objectification of our women when we do just that. If you ain't got shit to offer me besides your vagina, I'm gonna treat you accordingly. I'll come around when I want to get my rocks off. Just don't get mad at me when I do just that. Know where you stand and either accept it, or if you don't like where you stand, fix yourself and change it. So all this stuff about women don't got to bring shit to the table besides their body, that's all well and good. They're just looking for either if they're looking to be some guy's F girl. But if you're looking for a committed relationship, you got to bring more. You got to bring peace of mind. You got to bring cooperation. You got to bring femininity. You got to bring all of this stuff. We don't give a shit about your finances, but get in where you can fit in. That way we can build something together. That's the way it needs to be. We need to build something together. You can't bring chaos into my fucking life and expect me to just accept you as you are. Hell no. Steve, you really pissed me off with this one, but fair use, fair use.
A woman that can come to the table that can make another you.
Okay, women can't make another me unless I put the goddamn seed in her. And second of all, Steve, a lot of women can procreate. A lot of women can give birth to children. I'm not going to say every woman, 'cause I know some person that say that they can't have kids, but a woman's ability to give birth is nothing special, because a lot of females can do it. You can't put your value in something that everybody on this earth is more or less capable of doing. Almost every woman can give birth to a child, but guess what? Not every woman can be a mother, and not every woman damn sure can be a wife. That's something you got to think about. Not every woman can be a mother, the same way not every man could be a father. So you got to consider those aspects too. So of course she got to bring more to the table she got to bring more to the table than just her body, plain and simple. Carry on. Fair use, fair use.
What else she need to slide up to the table with?
Oh God.
What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible?
Aren't they doing that, sir? Oh God. Aren't we doing that fucking shit? And think about this, Steve. Why the fuck should we step up and be responsible for a bunch of women that can't even be responsible for their goddamn self? You want me to step up for a chick that brings nothing to my life except booty and pussy? Seriously? Step up for her and make her my wife? Unfucking believable. And that's ironic coming from the same guy who dealt with a woman who brought nothing to his life except anarchy and chaos and the ability to procreate and give birth to children. And look what the fuck happened. But let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
Well, the last I checked, the women took care of the children. The man took care of the household. At the very least, paid for the household. So, hey, I don't know about all that, Steve, but continue. Fair use.
Marriage is not 50-50.
It ain't?
It has never been 50-50. It will never be 50-50. I'm going to hold up a card and I'm going to show you what marriage is. Marriage is 85-15.
Are you serious? 85-15. Do explain.
85 to the woman and 15 to the man.
And by the way, is this Stephanie Tanner from Full House? What the fuck is she doing here? I love this woman. I love this young lady from Full House. Had a crush on her since I was a kid. And I ain't gonna lie, she's that damn good looking. She'll give Michelle Trachtenberg a run for her money. Well, what the fuck is she doing listening to this nonsense? Yes, that's Jodie Sweetin from Full House, aka Stephanie Tanner from Full House. Loved her as a kid, love her as an adult, but damn, why is she listening to this bullshit? But anyways, fair use. He says that 85% for the woman, 15% for the man. So that means the woman got to do all the fucking work while the man does nothing? Explain that, please.
Let me explain something to you. The reason a woman is in charge of the house is because they know more about it. They know the kids' schedule. They know your schedule. They know the bills. They know where everybody goes. They take care of vacations. They run everything in the house because they care about everything. You a dude.
Okay, so let me understand something. So a female, listen to this. The female should be in charge of the household because she knows more about the household than the man does. She's the one cooking. She's the one cleaning. She's the one taking care of the household. So she knows the house better than the man. Okay, who the fuck pays for the goddamn house? Who the fuck fixes shit in the goddamn house? Who's the one doing all the masculine things? Okay, if a woman wants 85% of the control of the household and be head of the household, okay, when a fucking stove break, you fix that shit. The plumbing needs fixing, you fix that shit. When the car needs worked on, you fix that shit. The window breaks, you fix that shit. You want to be 85-15, okay, I'm going to sit back and let you do 85% of the things that require a degree of masculinity. I'm going to kick back, relax, and just do my 15% that require little to no work. Plain and simple. Steve, you're killing me, man. Steve, you are fucking killing me. I love you. You're a funny guy. You're a funny comedian. Loved your show back in the 90s. But Steve, my man, you are killing me, man. So you're basically saying a woman should be head of our household because she knows the household more than a man does. But what about all the shit that requires masculinity? Again, the plumbing, electronic devices, anything that needs to be fixing with tools. You want the woman to be in charge of that shit too? I think we're seeing that happen already, by the way. We're seeing too many females trying to do all the bullshit on their own and then complaining later on. So, Steve, you're full of shit.
You just know about your job. You don't know that. You don't know.
I know my job. If I'm the one that bought the goddamn house, paying for the fucking house, I think I know something about this place. Oh. I'm trying to keep it together, folks. I'm trying to keep it together, but fair use.
Not now. And guess what? I'm happy.
Right.
I come home and I'm happy.
Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Fair use, fair use.
All right, ladies. Top 7 answers on the board. Here we go. We asked 100 married women. Some days I'd be willing to trade my man for a really good what?
Oh boy.
Oh boy. That should have been your red flag right there. And this disclaimer says Steve was an excellent simp. He didn't realize it. And think a bit of what Marjorie confessed like a joke. Simps always blind. Steve Harvey's wife said that. So yes, Marjorie was on the Steve Harvey show and she said she replaced her husband with a pool boy. Are you fucking serious? That's a red flag for me. And by the way, I used to wonder why the fuck do these dating couples go on these kind of shows in the first place? Why do y'all even do this? Why?
What?
Pool boy.
What did you just say?
Marjorie ain't no bad woman. Marjorie ain't that bad looking, but god damn.
No. Right here.
I was just
What did you say?
Someone you were just playing.
Pool boy.
The pool boy of all people. Now, you could have said the mailman, the plumber, the electrician, somebody with a legit 9-to-5 job. But the pool guy of all people? My God. Oh, man. This is ridiculous. Oh, boy. Okay, fair use, fair use.
Man, off me. Trade me in for no damn pool boy. Pool boy.
Young stud. Oh my God. Young stud. This is foreshadowing for our boy Steve Harvey. Wow.
Steve Harvey finally stopped capping and started being honest.
I had nothing to prenup before. If you leave me, you're gonna get half. We ain't got nothing. That's all. If we leave you, I'm gonna take 80%. We have nothing. When I married Marjorie, I had something, but we didn't do a prenup because I knew this is the chick I'm going to the tape.
After the bullshit she said, maybe you should have reconsidered that decision, huh, Steve? Fair use.
You lost everything twice. Yeah. In 2005, you had $1,700 left. This was after King of Comedy. Yeah. You got $1,700 after you made what, like $30 million on that tour. No, we made more than that. And you got $1,700 to your name. What the hell happened to the money?
Over 1,000.
It's called a divorce.
Damn. So she divorced, attack your ass to Kingdom Come. Your ex-wife did that to you back then. Oh boy.
I got jumped on, man. Like, but it was even before the divorce, right?
The weakest men are the ones who publicly love their women.
Think like a woman and get hurt. Sips United. Sounds appropriate.
More than they love themselves. Tragically, it is the same women who bring them the worst form of public humiliation.
What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible?
We're already doing that, ain't we not? We're not doing it for these bras because they're not responsible for their damn selves.
Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job. Aristotle Onassis said it best. He said, if women did not exist, all the money in the world would have no meaning. Women is everything. They're the cat.
Are you serious? All the money in the world wouldn't mean anything if it wasn't for women. Who the fuck told you that?
Ask me out. They the lick, man. But these young boys done forgot it because these women out here, they've had to be independent. Because
no, they fucking didn't. They chose to be independent, goddammit.
They ain't got the right man. Okay. One time this group.
Because they choose poorly, goddammit. Having kids by dudes that they know are not going to take care of the kids and take care of the woman. And when the men dip out, they say all men are trash. They're single moms by choice because they choose this lifestyle. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like Lil Boosie say, come on now, man. Come on now, man. Oh. Anyways, fair use.
Came after me because I said Marjorie belonged to me.
And they say she's not a possession. She's a person. She's human.
She is. She mine.
She's not a. Oh, she's yours. Okay. Whatever. Hold on a minute.
Few moments later. You don't say, Steve. You don't say. Steve Harvey's wife allegedly cheated on Steve with his bodyguard and now wants a divorce, while also demanding $200 million of his net worth.
Wow.
It's true when people say she's not yours, it's just your turn.
Talking about she's mine. No. She's not yours, Steve. It's just your turn. And you the same motherfucker giving us advice on relationships, telling us women are the cat's meow and all this kind of shit. Well, guess what? Well, then, that cat that your wife got was given to other men. In this case, your bodyguard and your chef. How do you feel about cat that's been given to other men besides you? How does that make you feel? Fair use, fair use.
Months ago, I talked about millionaires who have been burned by the divorce court. I featured Steve Harvey in that video. He lost everything in his first divorce, but still, he hasn't learned his lesson. He's a simp, so I'm not surprised. The thing about simps is that no matter how happy they portray themselves to the world to see, their simping behavior will always come back to bite them in the arse. Here's the video I was talking about.
You lost everything twice. Yeah. In 2005, you had $1,700 left. This was after Kings of Comedy. Yeah. You got $1,700 after you made, what, like $30 million on that tour? No, we made more than that. And you got $1,700 to your name. What the hell happened to the money? It's called a divorce. I got jumped on, man, but it was even before the divorce.
Right. Even before the divorce, you were getting jumped on.
Not gonna say who did it, but they got in cahoots with my financial planner. And I was writing checks to the government for 7 years. Right. Writing tax checks, signing the tax checks, giving them to turn in. They was keeping them, taking the money out the account like I was paying taxes, right, and keeping it for themselves. When my accountant passed, a lady went in the office and found a box on the floor, and I had 7 years of unpaid taxes.
Wow.
I'm thinking I'm even. And then my lawyer said to me, hey,
so they took out all your tax money and kept it for their goddamn selves? And damn.
Man, you ain't paid taxes in 7 years.
7 fucking years.
Then I saved some millions, but before I split the assets, she took all of that out to pay, moved it. See, the funny thing, I got divorced in November 2005, but then they went on a rampage to destroy me and act like we was in a divorce fight. We were actually just trying to split some assets. Right. The divorce was over. Right. It was no fight for nothing. Right. It was just, let's split the assets. But you took all the assets. Right. And I was stuck with this tax bill. Right. So I had to pay 7 years of back taxes with interest and get current. I was in a world of trouble, man. So when I looked up, man, I had $1,700.
There are no benefits to a man getting married other than taxes currently. Divorce rates are around 70%, including future divorces. Most people in marriages are unhappy. Women financially benefit from divorce 90% of the time.
Yep.
Women initiate divorce 80% of the time. Please explain to me the benefits of being married, because I'm not seeing it.
I'm not either.
If you happen to marry the wrong person and the marriage, for whatever reason, does not work, it can cost a man an absolute fortune. Some men have spent more than £30,000 on a marriage that did not work, have become bankrupt, and may still be paying thousands of pounds to their ex-wives years after the marriage has ended. The stress this places on men is huge and can often lead to male suicide. Put another way, if you gave me an attractive-looking drink and I was dead thirsty, but at the same time you informed me that it was poison, would I be wise to drink it?
No.
No. Secondly, men are still expected to live up to the gynocentric belief that they must stay in a marriage no matter what, as to divorce their wives would be irresponsible, and therefore the man must tough it out and man up.
Yeah, but they don't tell that to women, now do they? They would tell a woman to leave the marriage the second something goes wrong, but men have to stay behind and tough it out. Bullshit.
Problem I have with this is that married women who divorce their husbands are not held up to the same standards. Instead, women are comforted by their decisions and things like, you go girl, or there are better men out there for you. No shame, no being held up to responsibilities, because only men are shamed and held up to responsibility when divorce takes place. Finally, feminism expects women to earn as much as men, or even out-earn men. Whilst some women may be perfectly happy to have men, takes place. Finally, feminism expects women to earn as much as men, or even out-earn men. Whilst
And the irony in the whole thing is women have no respect for men who earn less than them. So yeah, they fuck that all up. A man, you must be able to make more than a man, but when you start losing respect for him, it's the man's fault because now he got to get his money up and all that kind of stuff. Why should he get on your level when your level's not worth getting on? If my worth is defined based on how much money I bring home instead of being a good person, then what the fuck am I doing dealing with you?
Some women may be perfectly happy to have a husband who does not earn more or as much as they do. Most women still want a man to earn more than they do, otherwise they will move on to a more attractive individual. This places a huge stress on men to go for promotions they may not be competent to fill. Don't misunderstand me here. There are really good women out there, but risking everything to find one of these good women is not worth the risk of finding a bad one. Put another way, if you were to take me to a roulette wheel and inform me that I can have a go for nothing, if I land on black, I get $1 million and a beautiful and lovely wife. However, if I land on red, I lose what I do have, get taken out the back, tortured and killed. Do you really think I would play the wheel? Think about it. That's all for today on Manhood. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons.
And there you go. Steve Harvey really bit the dust with that one, I'm telling you. He really bit the dust with that one, I'm telling you. Oh, God. This is ridiculous. Okay, I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. More random reactions. Okay, here's a good one. Okay, here's another random reaction. And this one is well, this one is said, Pastor Devin Franklin, well, Meagan Good's ex-husband, panders to women, stating God created them perfectly. And by them, he's referring to women. For those of y'all that don't know, well, as it's stated right here, Devin Franklin is Meagan Good's ex-husband. They got divorced, I don't know, last year or the year prior, whatever. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And shout out to the Q pill for this one. Let's see what this man has to say. I've seen this already, but this really ticked me off. Fair use, fair use.
But you don't hear Eve coming into the earth saying, "Where's my man?"
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Am I reading it right? It says the man.
And this disclaimer says Eve came into the earth whole, not broken. Nothing wrong with unmarried women. I don't think so. There's nothing wrong with unmarried women. That's a matter of opinion, buddy. If a woman is unmarried, we don't know her situation. That's a matter of opinion. But let's see what this man got to say. Ooh, this is going to be a doozy.
He said, Eve came into the earth. Watch this. Adam was the one who was broken.
How was Adam broken? Okay, how the hell was, if I remember the story of the Bible, didn't Adam come into this earth completely whole with all his limbs intact? So I don't believe that. No. Let's hear what else he has to say.
Eve came into the earth whole.
No, it was Adam that came into the earth whole.
She had both ribs.
Yeah, and you know what? Adam came into the earth whole. God took a piece of Adam's ribs and created Eve. So when you stop and think about it, Eve wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Adam. So that begs the question, who's really fucking broken in this situation? Oh, excuse my language. Please forgive me, Laura, for saying this stuff, but I'm sorry. God, please forgive me for saying this stuff, but I'm sorry. I can't watch this man defame the true history of how man was created. Man, oh man. So this begs the question, who was really broken? Was Adam broken or was Eve broken? Because remember, Eve wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Adam. But let's hear what else he has to say. Fair use.
Society wants women to believe you're broken if you're not with somebody. But God says the woman came into the earth complete, not seeking or needing anyone or anything. I don't know who I'm talking to.
They came into the earth not wanting anything or seeking anything. Aren't women supposed to be in fucking survival mode, seeking whatever means to live on this planet? Are you serious?
Today, but you gotta stand in your power. You are one-on-one. There's nothing wrong with you if you're not with somebody. You as a woman.
There's nothing wrong with you if you're not with somebody. Yet they'll shame men for not having anybody. Yeah, look at that bullshit. A woman that doesn't have anybody is okay. But if a man doesn't have anybody, there's something wrong with him. Kind of like that whole narrative of shaming men for being over 30 with no kids. They'll say anything to benefit women and anything to make men feel like they're the lesser human beings. Bullshit. I'm sorry. Oh, God, this is a religious topic. I'm trying not to curse so damn much, but okay. Fair use, fair use.
Are complete. You're whole. And I gotta say it because I'm tired of us supporting a culture that tries to make women think there's something wrong with them if they're
because, buddy, depending on, again, we don't know every woman's situation, but sometimes there really is something wrong with these women. And men like you are making it hard for women to contemplate what is wrong with them, to think about what is wrong with them. Men like you are going to make it hard for our women to hold themselves accountable for the fact that they're at a certain age, unmarried with no kids. But fair use, oh God.
Not married, it's just not true.
Not the pastor sending and pandering in the name of Jesus in the house of the Lord to the women of the congregation with the hopes of securing one so that he can.
As a Christian person, I am offended and disgusted, by the way.
Places now ex-wife Megan Good, who's currently getting her cheeks clapped by Jonathan Majors. Is what we're doing now, promoting the idea that women are inherently perfect and men are the ones who are inherently flawed through religious texts, scripture. Gotta love.
That's boo. That's BS, ain't it? Oh my God. That is just total BS. This man just literally said that Adam is the one was broken because if it wasn't because a piece of Adam was taken to create Eve. No, that's a bunch of BS. Eve was the one that needed Adam to be born. So who's really broken? Eve was the one that was broken because without Adam, she wouldn't even be here. Think of it like this. Let's say I have a car. That car is missing the front tire. The front driver tire is missing. So you know what I do? I go to my neighbor who has a similar looking car, same make and model. I take off his tire and put it on my car. And now my car's up and running again. So ask yourself, which car was truly broken? My car or my neighbor's car? I'm gonna say my car was broken because I needed a tire from his car to get my shit running. If it wasn't for that tire, my car would still be in the backyard or the back garage, sitting back there, not able to move. But I took a tire from somebody else to keep it running and make it hold again. Same thing with Adam and Eve. If it wasn't for Adam, Eve wouldn't even be in existence. So Adam was brought into this world completely whole. Eve was brought into this world only whole because he took a piece of Adam. So in a sense, does that make them both whole, semi-complete? I don't know. Whatever term, I don't know. But to sit up there and say women are perfect without a man, well, I don't know. That's a matter of opinion because we don't understand their situation. But to sit up there and say they're better off, that they are better than men, they're more complete than men, no, that's bull. They're broke. Men are broken? No. And once again, as a Christian man myself, I am offended and disgusted. But let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
How these men cater to these women's emotions, play on their heartstrings, tell them what they want to hear to make them smile for validation and approval.
And this is why we don't. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you see few men in church anymore because they're promoting bull like that, BS like this.
They're exacerbating the dating dilemmas that many of these women currently experience because they hold the idea that they're perfect, they can do no wrong. The man is the one who's flawed and has to change himself or modify himself in order to fit the woman's expectations and in order to align to the woman's standards. There's no
exactly. Why are we always expected to change? Why the hell do we have to constantly change who we are or get on a woman's level? If you have a stank ass attitude, your level is not worth ascending to. And we all know that no matter what you do or what you say or how you act, you just can't make some people happy. I can get my money up, but if you still go, you're going to hate my guts at the end of the day. Let's face it, some people are going to hate you no matter what you do, plain and simple. So they want us to stay disciplined and change up while the women can be as reckless as they want. Bullshit, but let's continue. Fair use.
Greater counterproductive method in mitigating or alleviating a woman's negative dating experiences and outcomes than disincentivizing women to engage in introspective assessment, take accountability, or adjust their pernicious attitudes.
Shout out to Q. What is this? Damn. Shout out to the Q pill. That was an interesting take. Excuse me. Oh man, that was just ridiculous. That was utterly ridiculous. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at the 1 hour, 30-minute mark, and I guess nobody wants to come up and speak their piece, but that's okay. This was an interesting show. Loved it. Yeah, and those are my random reactions for today. I was going to try to do some more, but as of right now, I got to go out and take care of a few things. But hey, this was an interesting show nonetheless. And even though nobody came to speak their piece or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna still continue doing what I have to do, speaking my piece no matter what. But at the end of the day, this is for me. This is all for me. It's not about the clout. It's not about the views. It's just me speaking my piece and putting the word out, spinning my knowledge. And whether or not y'all want to learn from this or not is irrelevant. I'm going to speak my piece or whatever the fuck I want to speak my piece on and not give a shit who wants to learn from it. You learn from it, cool. If not, deuces, go elsewhere. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is Hustler and Muscler, also known as HNM. Take care. Deuces.